Well, folks, in today's video, we're going to be working on this vintage Rivarossi Blue Goose locomotive. This locomotive was sent to me by Charles Cummings, which was really generous of him just to send this locomotive. I really couldn't believe it when I pulled this thing out of the package. Anyway, this locomotive doesn't seem to run. When I tested it, I don't think it was showing any signs of life. I don't think it even had any current draw, so yeah, there's definitely something up with it. I can tell you just from looking at it, I have spotted some things. First of all, we've got this wire, which could be the source of our electrical problem. But the problems probably go beyond that, because you can see that's all bent in as it should not be. There are just little things which seem kind of off. This is out. This has popped off a couple times, so definitely needs some work. So anyway, we're going to try to get this thing running, and hopefully by the end of this episode, we'll have a running Rivarossi Blue Goose, which would be pretty cool. Anyway, let's get started. Let's go take this thing over to the track and see if we can get it to do anything, or at least figure out what's going on with it. So we've got this thing all set up on the track. I had to do this part off camera. There were just so many different sets of wheels that doing it on camera would probably take quite a while. But anyway, we're going to give it some power here. We'll put about 12 volts of power into the track here. And as you can see, the locomotive does not seem to be responding. I did check that piece of metal right there is in fact making contact, so that's all good. But yeah, it's not doing anything. We've got no current draw, so yeah, I really don't know what's going on with it. I have a hunch it could be something with this tender, so I'm going to go get a wire and we can try to see if putting some power on this directly gets it to go. So I got this kind of shady wire, and what we're going to do is we're just going to try to see here if even pushing the loco. Yeah, it's not doing anything. Let's try on this rail. Absolutely nothing. So yeah, I guess another thing we could try is we could try wiring directly onto the tabs on the motor, see if we... Oh, I got a short, so I guess this is working to some extent. There's no brush there. Well, that could be one problem. Okay. Now, if I recall correctly, I think there were some spare brushes with the Hiawatha. There they are. I don't know if those are going to fit it, but yeah, they're worth a try. Alright, let's see. Did that work? That's a short. Oh, hello. Look at that. Well, I've got a working headlight now. Still nothing from the motor, though. I think we're going to have to take this thing apart. So we're now going to attempt to disassemble this locomotive. I've disassembled some old Rivarossis before, so hopefully this is similar. Anyway, we're going to take out this. There might be, yeah, there's one on the other side as well, so we'll remove that. So that seems good. Now this is already off, but we may just need to remove this right here, the pilot trucks, and then after we remove that, I think there might be one last screw, and then hopefully we'll be able to get inside here and we'll be able to see a little bit more clearly what is going on with this locomotive. I honestly have no idea at this point. I really thought that giving the motor that brush was going to be all it needed, but apparently not quite. Yeah, I really hope that's not missing. There's no linkage between this and there. Although the motor didn't start anyway, so I guess it doesn't make a difference either way. Oh dear. Yeah, okay. Oh boy, here we go. Oh no, not again. Oh, this might be even worse than the last one. Yikes, that's very corroded. Okay, here we go again. Except we've learned from last time. This time we'll be ready. Oh man. I took the bearing with it. Oh man. Yeah, I hate to say this Rivarossi motor is junked after the amount of time and effort I put into the last one. This thing is just in such bad shape. I think this one's even worse than the last one, and I was trying to be even more careful taking it out. Yeah. Well, folks, it's now about a month later. That motor that was in there was just way too much trouble. I knew I was not going to be able to get that thing working. I mean, it was even worse than the last one. And the last one, I mean, I barely got that thing running, and I, ultimately had to put a new motor in it. So now what I've done is I put one of those cheap eBay motors in it, and I've got this all kitted out with a rail joiner as a linkage. It's not optimal, but I couldn't think of anything else. I sort of just bent it into more of a circular shape there, and yeah, I crimped it so that it would be a snug fit, and then I added some CA there. It turns fine. It's pretty much as straight as I could get it there, so I mean, it should do its job okay there. So that's really all I was looking for. As for wiring, I've got the wire from here headed up here, and then of course the Rivarossi motors would be grounded. So to ground this motor, I hooked that up to here, so that's just being held on by that. I also ran this red wire up to the light, so hopefully the light will work. So now, theoretically, all we need to do is reassemble the locomotive, and everybody cross your fingers, it might just work. Well, we've got her all back together. There's only one thing left to do now, which is to take it over to the track and see if our efforts have paid off. I really don't know, but, well, like I said earlier, everyone cross your fingers. Alright, so we've got her all set up on the track. Now let's give this thing some power and see what is up. Anyway, I'm applying a bit of power, and... oh, hey, look at that! We've got a runner, wow! That's not bad! Okay then. Well, I'm thrilled with that. It's a little bit loud, I guess, but that's pretty smooth, actually. That's running about 70% there. Let's see, can we get it down to a lower speed there? Fair enough. Okay. Alright, well, that so far has gone better than I was expecting. Got reverse too. Not too shabby. I think this probably actually performs better than if I were to have just put another Rivarossi 3-pole in it, because it's got that skew-wound 5-pole, so with its gearing, it's a little choppy at the lower speed, but with a bit of oiling and stuff like that, we might be able to correct that. So, yeah, wow, okay. Well, I think the only thing that there is to say is serenity, because it's, yeah, it's doing just fine for itself. I'm very happy with the results. I did not expect it to, I mean, I wasn't sure if it was going to run or not, but if it did, I didn't expect it to run this well. Probably could do some work to try to get it to maybe be a bit quieter, but other than that, heck, like, this is just fantastic. Well, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I had a lot of fun restoring this thing, although I have to say it was a little bit more complicated than I was expecting. But in any case, we got a runner, and I'd say that's just what I'm happy with. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching.